Hey guys, what's up? It's Ricardo, junkguysdfw.net. Today I want to give you an inspirational story. You know, I want to do a different series of videos than I'm used to. You always see me doing videos, you know, I'm always laughing or always yelling at somebody. But this video is going to be totally different. This is to inspire people to start being an entrepreneur, to start their business, to be a junk removal entrepreneur maybe. So let's start off with Jimmy's story. He's a young man from Mississippi, from a small town, a hard-working man. You know, this guy was working at a moving company. When his boss told him that we're gonna start a junk removal business and that you're gonna be head of, Jimmy said to himself, okay, you know what, that's something I can do. But then he saw the whole structure of the business was just totally wrong. See, the owner of this business was not only not running the business right, but was kind of neglecting his employees. Jimmy, who always wanted to run a business, really didn't know what he wanted. He had a relationship with his girlfriend and his 3 kids, and everything was fine, but he always wanted to start something on the side. So guys, what I haven't told you is Jimmy's boss neglected him. Jimmy's boss had a horrible, horrible temper. Not only did he scream at Jimmy in front of the other employees and customers, he also didn't pay him fair. Any new employees that would come in would get a higher pay than Jimmy, and Jimmy was working there for like 3 to 4 years. The whole work environment was awful. Let me tell you about his family, because that wasn't picture perfect also. He was fighting with his ex-relationship for custody of his daughter. And every time they went to court, the judge says, you cannot financially take care of your kids, so they're going back to her. Not only that, but one of his stepdaughters had Down syndrome. And he was financially sinking so much money into her care that it was so draining on Jimmy. He needed a way to find the light. He needed a way to financially try to take care of his daughters and his family. And he wanted a way out. You know, I can kind of relate to him in the way that wanting to start a business but not having that actual step, that motivation to take that step to do it. I also can relate to him with the relationship I have with my 3 kids and how hard it was when I separated from their mother. I also came from a small town in Keller, Texas. Now it's a big metropolitan area, but I can relate to the things he's telling me. You know, the thing about Jimmy is that he didn't feel sorry for himself. He decided to do something about it. He got online and he knew that his boss was neglecting this little side business that he had started called junk removal and trash hauling. So he decides to Google it and get on YouTube and see these links about this guy named JunkGuys. And he watched over 100 videos before he got the courage and the nerve to even pick up the phone to call me. And when we did, he would call me every once in a while. He would say, you know, he was so nervous to talk to me. He was so excited about it. He would tell me his stories, right? He would say, you know, I'm going to get into it, Ricardo. I just need that nudge. Can you help me out? And I try to motivate him as much as I could. At that time, I didn't really have the scope of my business. I didn't know that I would be able to be a mentor to him or even try to help him out. So I'd give him advice as much as I can. I'm going to tell you something about Jimmy. He was so persistent. He would call me all the time. Whenever he had a chance, if it was like, should I put air in my tires, or what kind of tools should I get, what kind of gas should I get in my truck, and I was like, Jimmy, slow down. Let's first start from the beginning. He even told me, hey Ricardo, where should I post? And this is where I first got the idea of making videos. How did I become successful in junk removal? Or how did I move forward in my business? And I made courses, these little small courses about how to do better on Craigslist, how to post on Craigslist, how to do Facebook ads, how to, you know, this and that. He said, man, can you help me out with Craigslist? And I said, yeah, Jimmy, I'll do a course on Craigslist. And I did it. I did an online course that was like, you know, it was a paid course. It was like $7. I did one of those. And then I did the free courses, and he took them all. He bought them all. I'm going to tell you something. Jimmy not only bought that course, but he bought 4 other courses. He watched all my free videos that I have on everything, how to post on Facebook Marketplace and get away with it, how to do Craigslist ads, how to use OfferUp 5 miles. But how to take care of your Google My Business account was a big discussion we had. And I remember him calling me and me going, oh my God, Jimmy's calling me again. But you know what? I said, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to take him under my wing and I'm going to be a mentor to him. I remember when he called me one time, he said, Ricardo, I'm going to start Junk Rookies. Junk Rookies is a Facebook group. Could you mind joining it? Because a lot of people will follow you. And I said, yeah, I'll join it. Not only that, Jimmy, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do some exclusive videos for you. And I put a lot of exclusive videos at first, and I post on it all the time, my videos and stuff, and he appreciates it. You know, at this time when he's calling me, he still hasn't, he's taken that motivational step to call me, but he hasn't really done much with his business. He would take pictures of jobs that he gets, and he'd want me to price them out for him. And I did all the time. Then he ended up landing a big job, and I helped him through that. I remember conversations we would have between each other where I would tell him, Jimmy, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then he'd call me about problems with his family. And I would talk to him about that also. Not that I had great advice, not that my family was perfect, but I just gave him advice. It's always good to hear from another party, you know. At this time, his finances weren't the greatest. He was having financial difficulties. He ran his business as good as he can. As the years go by and watching my videos and laughing and having a good time, he would tell me about my videos and give me advice about them also, and I would give him advice back and forth. We would have this conversation about how to run your business, how to be an entrepreneur, how to treat your employees, because one of his employees, he was having a bad experience with one of the employees, and I would tell him, do this, do this, do this, and if it doesn't work, you gotta let him go. And he took my advice, and eventually he did let him go. 3 years go by. It's 2022. Junket LLC is located in Mississippi. Jimmy owns 2 trucks, 1 enclosed trailer and 1 dump trailer that he recently purchased over the past year. He's not only expanded his business in his small town, but he's expanded on the outside and the outskirts to different cities. He's got employees. Talking to Jimmy, that wasn't his biggest accomplishment. It wasn't. His biggest accomplishment was gaining custody of his daughter. See, he could prove to the courts that he was making money. He could prove to the courts that he could support his daughter. And now he has full-time custody. Not only that, he had a home for her. He recently bought a 3,500 square foot home where he lives there. And he's now happily married. Financially, he can take care of his son who has Down syndrome, his daughter who has Down syndrome. And financially, he can support his family. This is something that he wanted for so long. And he would call me and he said, Ricardo, I just want to thank you, this and that. And, you know, I'm not going to take credit for it, but, you know, it takes someone to actually take that step, that motivational step. If he would have never called me, where would he be now? If he would have never took that step to start his own business, where would he be now? That's what he did. That's exactly what Jimmy did. Now, I had a conversation with him this morning, and he was so thankful for everything. And he'll call me just to thank me out of the blue. But he called me this morning for a different reason. Marquis of Who's Who in America is a TV show. They do biographies of small business owners, business entrepreneurs, and they just contacted him. And they said they'd like to do a small series about him. And he was so happy to tell me that I said, brother, how much more do you want? You are that same young man from Mississippi in that small town that you called me 3 years ago and tell me about your relationship with your 3 kids. That you had these job problems and that your boss was treating you like crap. That you always wanted to start a business. But you know what? And he's like, Ricardo, no, thank you, it was all for you. No, it wasn't, Jimmy. It wasn't because of me. If it wasn't me, you would eventually got the idea from someone else. All these problems that he had with his boss, the work environment, the boss even neglecting the side business as junk removal, that Jimmy actually took and grew. But his family, the custody battle that he had, dealing with another, daughter that had Down syndrome, financial part of it, being able to support his family. He overcame this by taking that one step to start a business. And you can too. I want this video to inspire people to know that Jimmy is the owner of Junket LLC located out of Mississippi. And he's been having and owning his business for the last 3.5 to 4 years now. He's a very successful story that I have. And in the next few weeks, you'll hear more stories from other people. Stories that I will narrate for you to let you know that this is a very successful business if you're thinking of starting it or you're thinking of being a bit. I will tell you guys, I'm going to do a free webinar in the next few weeks. If you want to be part of that webinar, go ahead and Facebook message me or hit me up in my email at junkguysdfw@gmail.com and tell me you want to be a part of that webinar. I will put you in the special. We're going to have a free live webinar on Facebook Live. It's going to be a private group and it'll be a private message that I will be given live. And you will be able to chime in and message me and ask me. I look forward to everybody wanting to join this webinar and be somebody like Jimmy. Be better than Jimmy. Be better than me. Because see guys, I can relate. I've been there before. I've had problems with my ex-wife. I had problems with my children at a point. And I definitely had financial. My work environment wasn't the best. But you know what? I was able to overcome those and build a business. If I can do it, I know anybody can do it because Jimmy did it. And you can be the next Jimmy. Guys, I appreciate y'all listening to this video. And I hope this video not only motivates you, but helps you. Don't forget, if you like these videos, subscribe. Over there to the right side and the left side, check out my other videos. And if you want to be part of the Facebook Live webinar, Facebook message me and also hit me up on email at junkguysdfw@gmail.com and tell me you want to be part of the free webinar. We will talk about how to be an entrepreneur, how to start your own junk removal business, and I will also answer all the questions that you're looking for. Bye-bye, guys.